Before I start this video, I'm going to give credit where it's due. All credit goes to Darkspine Sonic for this guide, and I'll leave his video and channel in the description down below. The reason why I'm making this video is because his video is almost a year old, and a lot of people might be put off by the date and think that it's patched, so they might not even watch it, which this glitch still works. My second reason is the way to get your regalia is not as easy as it was before. I'm guessing like the devs tried patching it by making Aranea leave the party quicker. And another thing is, episode Arden just dropped, and I actually waited to make this video to actually see if it still works or not, because when episode Arden dropped, that was the last update Final Fantasy 15 was going to get. So, you know, I waited for it and it still works, so we'll have this glitch never patched basically. Or so I hope. For those of you who've seen this video or know about this guide, I'll put a timestamp somewhere on the screen where you can just, click that in the timeline, so you can just skip to the part where you need to see that's changed. And for those of you who don't know anything about it, we'll just get into it. Before I start this guide, there's going to be a few things you need to prepare. One is you're going to need Chocobo. So rent out a Chocobo, you only need 1 day. For the regalia, if you're using the offer regalia, when Aranea's in your party, you can't use the regalia if it's off-road. So you're going to have to revert it back to the normal regalia or the flying regalia. So I'm actually going to do that right now. Okay, so now what we need to do to prepare for this glitch, we're going to have to camp here and park our regalia here. So I'm going to park my regalia here so I can get to the camp quicker. It doesn't matter what you eat, so I'm just going to stick with the crispy cheese pizza. And I'm going to eat this one that gives me galloping speed, because we're going to need that. Alright, now that we've camped here, let's return to car and park the car where we need to. Okay, so now that we parked the car here, and we rested here, now we can actually get on with the glitch. And before we start, let me go here, manage game. To show you guys, this is on the latest update of March 24th. That was the update for episode Arden. It's version 1.2.9.0. So with this latest update, I'm going to show you that it still works. Let me save. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to leave the car here. So we're gonna actually have to trek this whole thing all the way back to Hammerhead. We're gonna have to trek this whole thing on foot, or in this case you could just trek with Chocobo, so that's what we're gonna do. Alright, now that we're back in Hammerhead, we're gonna accept the Adamantoise hunt. And when you accept the hunt, there's gonna be like a split second, a time when there's no HUD, and then it's gonna go black screen. That's when you're supposed to open your menu and return to rest point. And if you do that, you actually accept the Adamantoise hunt without activating the hunt, and that's what we're trying to do. So let's see if I could get it on my first try. I highly doubt it though, but
just yawn.
We'll see.
What can I do you for?
Yeah, basically I'm going to cut this video until I get it. We'll see how this goes.
Take your pick. Much obliged.
So, like this.
Take care. Take your pick. Much obliged. Stay alert.
Okay, there you go. I don't know how many tries it took. I think it was like 10. It was under 20 for sure. So, go to map and return to rest point. Alright, now that we're back at camp with the Adamantoise hunt,
shall we camp here?
Let's save this because the hardest part of the glitch is now finished. Thank God. We are going to run this on Chocobo all the way over here, somewhere around, let me zoom in here, somewhere around this area here. What we're trying to do is, we're trying to get into the Adamantoise combat with Aranea in the party, and get in the car and get out so it creates an autosave. With that autosave, you load it with Arania in it, and she'll be permanently with you. And the reason why it has to be with the Adamantoise is because you can't get in the car while you're in combat when you're fighting the demons with Arania. So that's why you can't create an autosave like that to actually keep her or to trap her in your party. So that's why we need to use the Adamantoise for this. And also, be careful not to get into the combat, because if you get into combat, you're going to despawn all enemies. So in order to get Arania into the party, you're going to have to fight demons for her to come out. So we're going to have to avoid the Adamantoise combat area, which it's around like, it's basically on this road, like barely skinny where the car is. So that's why you're supposed to be up here. So as long as you hug this mountainside, you should be fine. So let's get over there. Alright, now that we are approaching the bridge, or getting off the bridge I should say, we're going to start hugging this side to avoid the, combat area of the Adamantoise. So let's go over here. Oh crap, can't see in the dark. I'm using the mini-map up on top to kind of navigate my way here, because I can't see here. Dash when I can. Okay, I don't think we can get through there. Crap, stuck. Sorry guys. See, there's enemies on the map, so that means we're still good. Oh my god, I can't see. Okay, so I think we're okay. Hold on. So now once we get around this area, once we get around this area, I'm gonna put the checkpoint on the car.
Magitech engine. It's close.
So it's easy to see where we're at. Sorry about that, guys. It was hard for me to explain when demons kept constantly spawning. Alright, so what you want to do is, if you get under 650 feet, you're going to enter the Adamantoise combat area. So you want to stay close to that so you can keep running this short. And also, when you do spawn Arania into your party, you want to get your tech bar maxed out so you can use your Highwind technique. But for some reason, if you use the Highwind technique, it slows her down from leaving your party. I don't know why, but it always works for me. So when you use the Highwind technique, keep the camera on her and warp strike towards your car. You want to keep it on her is because if you're not looking at your party members, they will teleport behind you. So if you do that, and if you go to your car, she'll teleport next to you and she'll just leave instantly. So that's why you want to keep the camera on her so she doesn't teleport to you. Okay, so she's here.
Hey boys.
So we meet again.
We got lucky.
Get rid of the Ronin out of the way. Okay, bar is full. Oops, I did not mean to do that. So let's go to 650. Oh, I'm getting full. Right here, 650.
Arania! Nice one, Arania.
Thanks.
Whoa! What is that? Whoa! Oh no! No way, dude! That's a turtle! Look at the size of it. It's freaking huge.
So we get to the Regalia. And then step out. Autosave is created, left top corner. And she's gonna leave. you go. So we have the autosave before she left. So let's load the autosave.
You really know how to work a lance.
I'm not touching that.
No mercy! Whoa! What is that? Whoa!
Alright, so now this is the loaded autosave. She's still here. And we're gonna go black screen because of the Adamantoise combat area that we're in. So basically she's with you now, so you permanently have her with you, but since we're in the Adamantoise combat, there's nothing to do in the open world. So we just have to go cancel it now. So let's fast travel here. Oh wait, never mind. We can't fast travel because we're in combat. Oh, okay, my bad. So we're gonna go outside of combat. Right here. You can go auto or manual. It's completely fine. Okay. We are parking a car. Autosave is created, and we'll load that one. Autosave is loaded outside of combat, and we have her here. So basically the game thinks she's permanently with us, she's supposed to be with us, and we're outside of combat now, so now we can fast travel to Hammerhead to cancel the Adamantoise hut.
Nothing wrong with the outdoors, but there's definitely safety in numbers.
And again, we're gonna go black screen because of the Adamantoise hunt. No problem, since we're here at Hammerhead. So let's go talk to Taka. And there you go. She is now permanently in your party, and the open world is yours. You can do whatever you want now. Like I said again, with Aranya in your party, you can't use the offer regalia and fishing. I think those are the only two. You can still ride in your chocobo. You can still ride on your chocobo. Oh yeah, and also, if you're going to be doing time quests, you can't do it if you have Aranya in your party. So if you're still doing time quests, you can just make a separate file without her in it. And that will work too. So that's how you do it. And yeah, so thanks for watching.